What's going on, guys? My name is JDubb, and today I'm doing an educational video about IP ratings in technology. The goal for this video is to help you understand what IP ratings are, how you read them, and most importantly, what do they mean to you when you're buying a product online. But before we jump into that, I just want to say if this is your first time to the channel, welcome to Plug and Play. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any other videos. But without further ado, let's jump in. So if you're watching this video and you're like me, you're always online looking for new products. I buy a lot of earbuds and Bluetooth speakers, microphones, cell phone cases, all sorts of stuff. And what you're gonna find when you're in those types of purchases are you're gonna see a lot of companies throw around the idea of an IP rating. So what do I mean by that? For example, I've got this box here. This is for the Zulu Audio wearable Bluetooth speakers. And on the box, they mention that they are IPXX rated. You're gonna see lots of ratings. You're gonna see IPXX numbers, IP, 64s, IP, all sorts of different things. So what does that mean? How do you understand them? And what the heck do I do with that when I'm trying to make a purchase? I'm gonna help you understand that very, very simply. So let's get into it. So IP ratings are basically this. IP stands for ingress protection. And the idea behind this is simply when you're looking at an IP rating, it's talking about if a material such as water resistance or dust resistance, right? That's what this number kind of consists of. And the idea is ingress protection is how well rated is this product against ingress, which means entering in. So for example, an IP rating for water would be a rating to talk about how much water can get inside of the device based on its construction. So obviously the higher IP rating you're looking for is obviously the most water resistance or dust resistance that they could possibly have. So the idea behind IP ratings is to tell you how much stuff this device can keep out in extreme conditions. So the next thing I want to show you guys is this IP rating guide. Now it's popping up right here with me, and so I can kind of walk you through the idea behind IP ratings. Now, the idea when you see an IP rating, the goal is to understand what the numbers mean. IP simply means ingress protection. The next series of numbers are two individual numbers. A lot of people want to combine them like IP64 or IP16 or something like that. They're actually IP64 or IP16. It's not a combined number. Each number individually means something completely different. So when you look at this chart, you're gonna see in the bottom left corner that they have an example, IP65, right? That's what most people would read this as, but it's actually IP6 and IP5. So what that means is it is rated a level 6 in IP rating for dust resistance and an IP5 for water resistance. So this particular example, if it was applied to a speaker, for example, would be a very good dust resistant speaker, as well as a pretty good water resistant speaker. So now let's go back to the example that I showed you guys of the Zulu Audios, right? These are an IPXX. So you're gonna see a lot of IPX numbers out there. That is a really, really common thing, especially with electronic devices like earbuds, Bluetooth speakers, things like that. You're gonna see the IPX something rating. And the reason why the X is there is because that manufacturer didn't get it dust resistance tested. So what it's saying is it's IP unknown dust resistance X, or number for the water resistance. So in this case, an IPX4 is an unknown rating for dust, but a 4 rating for water. So for the ease of this, we're gonna go ahead and use this as another example. We're gonna continue with this example. So IPX4 rated. So what exactly does that mean? Well, if we pull up the diagram, which I have here on my phone, we're looking at IPX. So the X, dust solids, dust and things like that is unknown because they didn't get it tested for that. But if we go down to level 4, we're gonna see that this particular pair of speakers, the Zulu Audios, are protected against water splashed from all directions, limited ingress permitted. So that means that this has got good splash protection. Rain's gonna probably do well. You're gonna get minor water inside, but it's probably not going to get into any of the critical parts. So overall, if you want to use this outside, sweat, rain, light rain, things like that, you're probably going to do just fine. IPX4 is probably about the minimum. If you're looking for water resistance and things like that, that would be a good basis for products when you're looking for personal audio devices like earbuds or Bluetooth speakers. IPX water for the water portion 4 is probably about the minimum that I would say if you're looking for that. Now, this is also something that will help you kind of purchase, make a purchase decision for the purpose of the item. For example, if you're buying a Bluetooth speaker that's going to live inside a bedroom or an office, right? You don't need any IP ratings, right? You're not going to run into dust and you're not really going to run into water. So you could go with something that doesn't even have an IP rating. So you can't use that really as a validation point unless it's something that you're really concerned about. A lot of companies won't even test for IP ratings for Bluetooth speakers or earbuds or things like that because they're assuming people really aren't going to be coming in contact with dust or water. So when you see IP numbers thrown around pretty heavily, especially on Amazon products, you're gonna see them everywhere. Keep in mind your use. Make sure that you're paying attention to what you're gonna be using this for and if it really has any value for you. So I'll put a link in the description to this diagram for sure, so you guys can go and check that out. You could save it to your phone and run it up against, you know, anything that you're looking at buying, because it's important to understand. I wanted to make this video to show you that this stuff is really not complicated, but a lot of people don't explain it or understand it, and they just assume that the highest number possible is just the best, and that it needs to be, you know, that makes it more expensive or whatever. It really isn't that. You really need to understand what IP ratings are used for. They're used as a way of just basically validating claims. You know, if a company says that their speaker is waterproof, but they don't show any type of IP rating to prove that they've had that tested to that rating, I would be pretty skeptical. So always make sure that you're looking for IPX ratings when they're mentioning sweat-proof, water resistance, waterproof, you know, dust-proof, that kind of thing. You always want to make sure that they correlate that with an IP rating on their product. So down below, I've also put a list of cool items that I found on Amazon that I've seen before that are very highly rated for water resistancy or dust resistance. Some of them are great examples of a really high rating of, like, you know, IP68, which is a super high rating for dust and a super high rating for water, which means it's actually submersible and waterproof. So I put some speakers down there, some fitness bands, some Bluetooth earbuds, some wireless earbuds, things like that. So you can go down there and check those out in the description below. But hopefully this video was helpful for you. Hopefully you learned something today, and maybe it'll make you a little bit more educated when you're doing your buying on Amazon. If you like this video, please let me know down in the comments. If you have questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments. I'd love to have a conversation with you. But again, this is strictly for you guys to just broaden your knowledge a little bit. So when I'm talking about my other reviews, when I talk about IP ratings, you know what I'm talking about. So hopefully, again, this was helpful for you. But that's it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next video.